I guess I don't want to lie. I really fucked up. So I started the live a couple minutes ago, like 20, 30 minutes ago, and yeah, one of the hotkeys was spacebar to stop the live. Uh, I just I figured that out when I was running through the hotkey section when I realized that we weren't live no more. And yeah, that's my bad, bro. Like, I really want to apologize to anyone who was in here and invested. Hey, I really feel stupid. I won't lie. Uh, but I'm dedicated to giving a raw reaction, so I'm not going to go through the first three songs that I just listened to. I'm just going to react to the last two songs that are on the EP. And yeah, man, I guess it's ish. I really feel bad for anyone who was watching and was invested. I'm aware I fucked up and I'm really sorry about it. I feel stupid, bro. I won't lie. Uh, I'm gonna try not beat myself up too much. But yeah, it's it's a fuck up. But it's your boy Brvtha Kay. We're reacting to a Lure EP. We are on song number 4. Apologies for the low energy. It's yeah. So song number 4 is Wondering. Let's listen and react, I guess. Uh I don't want to lie, I'm kind of beating myself up a little bit about how the live ended. I'm really not happy with myself, bro. I'm supposed to be a competent individual in whatever I do. But you know what? All that don't help for shit. Uh, let's go back to being PG. Let's go back to reacting. Let's fuck some energy into this shit. And let's also go back to being PG because yeah, it's not good to be swearing. I'm not trying to. That's not what I'm trying to promote to the kids. Uh, anyway, it's Skitty. This one's not me.
The secret, there lies the questions. The secrets, there lies the question. Are you sure you're good? How you been lately? How often you drink? Did you meet?
You can't deny that guitar's too much. And I hope you're listening on headphones because like the panning on this is like crazy, bro. Like it's I shout out to that producer, bro. I mean, damn. I know Mirror's the star, but like I'm a little mesmerized by that guitar. Let's continue.
It's me. Did you do it? Do you love her? Do you? Trying to figure you out. Wondering. Trying to figure you out. Pondering. Trying to figure you out. Thinking. the questions, I'm asking, dying, wondering. The questions, I'm asking, dying, wondering. I wonder, I wonder, I wonder, I wonder, I wonder, I wonder, I wonder. What's gonna happen next? Can we move past this? Can we start afresh? Can you forgive me? Are we gonna work?
Oh, well, what do you want? He was asking questions, and now you're asking him to forgive you. Ish. It sounds like a vicious cycle. Anyway, the vibes is fire. I'm digging it.
Do you still care? Do you want me?
You know what, ne? Maybe my questions are because of like how I am. Because like, if I feel like you know what, you ain't feeling me, I'm just finna move on. Because why should I set myself up for heartbreak? And I think closure's a scam, bro. Just ish. But anyway, it's not about my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue listening to the EP.
Trying to figure you out, wondering. Trying to figure you out, pondering. Trying to figure you out, thinking. I'm thinking. The questions,
That bass is nasty, I won't lie.
I'm asking, dying, wondering. The questions, I'm asking, dying, wondering. I wonder.
Ish, bruh. The way that ended, bro, it was a cliffhanger. I wanted more. I'm not happy with the way that ended because I wanted more, bro. It was a vibe. But anyway, we're getting into the last song. I am committed to giving a raw blind reaction, and that's why we're not redoing the first three songs, despite my fuck ups. Uh, I'ma live with it. It's fine. But yeah, the last song is "Don't." Uh, let's go full screen because why not? I think that's me. That's me for real. We're about to confirm.
Let's turn it up, Kay.
I told you, I know my music. Let's hear the outro.
Things don't always go according to plan. Life can get tricky at times, but in all of that, I know I want to do it with you by my side. Inside me, in my skin, in my heart. Don't you live? If you do, I'll be left behind, questioning my worth, wondering if anybody's ever gonna want to stay with a girl like me. Don't live, please stay, I love you. Don't go, you know that I want you. Don't turn, I hate it when you do. Don't run, I know we can fix this. I haven't been the best girl, that I can admit. Just give me one more chance to prove I am better. I know I sound desperate, but damn, I need you. It's
Before y'all judge me, I just want to say that The mix on this beat, specifically the beat, was just a draft. It's like, bro, I know what's missing, and some of y'all who nitpick like me and like big critics are hearing it. I know, but like it is what it is. The music's out now. But yeah, this this is sounding too much as an intro, as an outro, bro. It's like, you know what? Nah, I'll wrap up my thoughts on this whole EP at the end, but let's finish off the song.
More than physical, you're a part of my making, in my soul, and my dreams, and my hopes. Don't you live? If you do, I'll be left behind, questioning my worth, wondering if anybody's ever gonna want to stay with a girl like me. Don't live, please stay, I love you. Don't go, you know that I want you. Don't turn, I hate it when you do. Don't run, I know we can fix this. Delete my fucking number that I can admit. Delete my fucking number to prove I am better. Delete my fucking number, but damn I need you. Decided. Decided.
Uh, Damn. uh, you, you know what, nah. I'ma say this. Let's go back to our normal view. This EP, nah, it had me from wanting someone's daughter next to me to not wanting relationships because goddamn, bruh, that whole EP was an emotional roller coaster. We went from flirting to some intense stuff to asking questions to wanting things to work out. Uh, that's how I feel the EP went a little bit, and yeah, it was a roller coaster. I suggest y'all go check it out. It's only it's only two songs that I had like some minor critiques about, and even with those critiques, you could say I'm nitpicking, and it is what it is, man. One of those songs was produced by me, and the critique was on the beat specifically. So it's not like I judge other people. I'm my biggest critic, and if I'm being honest, like for real, nah, I think that with the songs I produced, her approach just made everything sound amazing. It better than I would have expected, to say the least. And yeah, shout out to all the other producers that contributed to this EP. Shout out to Sam Walker 0151. Shout out, thank you for joining the live, my nigga. I did mess up a little bit because it ended like in the first song, but shout out for coming back, bro, and shout out for staying with me this long. Yeah, It's been your boy, Brother K. Please like, subscribe, comment to boost the algorithm. Do the things, bro. And don't forget to check out Mirrod's EP, Allure. I'm I'm going to listen to it again when I have the emotional strength to endure the emotional roller coaster that happens there. But until the next time, uh, I'm out, bro. Uh, or maybe let's not be out. There's some other things I wanted to react to. Let's do that. I made a playlist. I made a playlist. Bless me. Uh,
Well, Avid,
and
I guess
again,
you've done this to
okay, some of these I watched. I'm dedicated to giving like raw reactions. So, H, bro, it's either the thing didn't record or I was a little bit messed up and I couldn't, confidently post that. And thank God I didn't go live during those moments because I was embarrassing myself. I was acting like a damn fool. Can you really trust online mixing studios? It looks like I haven't watched this. Let's
Today,
go.
I want to address the doubts artists might have about online mixing studios, and by the end of this video, I hope to put those concerns to rest. You may have heard people say that ordering mixing online leads to lower quality results or that it's inconvenient. Even some artists
All I'm saying is that more often than not, you get what you pay for. I'm an online mixing engineer because I advertise myself online. You don't have to come to my studio to get your stuff mixed by me. You just, hit me up. This I got my contact details everywhere on the Instagrams, on the Facebooks. Goddamn, Facebook's still around. Can you believe it? On the TikToks, on the everything. Uh, but anyway, I think I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Let's hear what the guy got to say.
who work with us leads to lower quality results or that it's inconvenient. Even some artists who work with us express
Wait, I just need to stop it right there. Who thinks that online mixing is inconvenient? Like, bro, you don't have to go to a studio. You don't have to do a lot of admin. You reach out online. The guy says yes. You send trackouts, and it's done. Anyway, yeah, I, I, I think I'm tripping a little bit. Let's just, yeah.
quality results or that it's inconvenient. Even some artists who work with us express uncertainty about the whole concept of an online mixing studio. They ask a lot of questions. And despite the fact that it's 2024 with nearly everything happening online, including countless music production and recording services, there's still some lingering skepticism about online mixing. This video is for those who are still unsure. So, the next time someone asks, can online mixing be trusted, I'll simply send them.
Guys, I have to ask now. I Oh my god, the screen is not live. Y'all heard the audio but you didn't see the screen. Uh am I the only one that feels like this man's is AI? Like, I know y'all ain't been watching, but
This
like,
link. If you're new
check
to
it
this
out.
topic, stick around until the end of the video. You'll learn how an online mixing studio operates and why you can confidently trust our studio with your music. Hi, I'm Ivan, the mixing engineer of Major Mixing and Online Service.
I can't be the only one that feels like this man's is AI. Like, they took a picture of a guy and then they gave him a script and then used these voice type thing because yeah, AI be AI be like that sometimes. Well, these days rather.
Today, I'm here to advocate for online mixing studios. I'm fully immersed in this work and everything that comes with it. I've had extensive experience working with large commercial music projects for labels, big artists, contests, festivals, you name it. And 99.9% of those were done through online communication with clients. Even with clients that had options to come to the studio, they often chose to save time by working online. So, where does this mistrust even come from? There are a few common concerns.
I'll tell you one. From guys who are overconfident in their skills. For me, bro, I mixed for years before I started charging. You know, I did it with my homies, I did it with my own music, and I developed the skill. I even went to school for it, believe it or not. But yeah, uh, you get some guys, bro, they charging crazy prices for like some not so nice mixes, and then you get us charging, like decent. And like a decent is an overstatement. Like we charging cheap for like a dope mix. But you know what? Some people charge what they worth. Like I said at the beginning, more often than not, like those guys do exist now, but like more often than not, you get what you pay for. Anyway, let me stop crashing out. Let's watch the video.
That skeptical people tend to raise. Let's go over them. First, some assume that online mixing is done using AI. Since you're communicating online and can't see the process, and with AI being so prevalent nowadays, they think some mysterious AI might be doing the job. The second theory is that online mixing relies on algorithms and templates, making it an automated process. Then, there is a belief that online mixing is of lower quality because the prices are typically more affordable than in a traditional studio. Another point is that working online feels inconvenient. Since you're not physically in the same room as the mixing engineer, it can be challenging to communicate and convey.
Okay, I'm gonna stop him right there. Um, Me, hey, bruh, a lot of clients don't know what they want. I would rather have them gone while I do the first mix, and then when they have reviews, I invite them to the studio, and then we fix what needs to be fixed. Like, bro, I don't know how some of y'all do it, like, because me, the clients I've had, it's not always been the nice ones who know what they want. It's sometimes been, yo, guys throwing crazy requests, like, make it sound purple. I know it's a meme, but, like, it happens. Like, in real life, it happens. Uh, but, right, this video's not making sense to me so far. Of course, people would prefer online because I mean, you don't have to travel. It's often cheaper. Cheaper don't always mean better. I'll say that. Like a mix from Gallo, from like a mix engineer from Gallo, it will give me Gallo prices whether I'm going online or in person. I need another smoke. Um, my head's everywhere, bro. I'm sorry for not making sense, but like. Anyway, I need to go back a little bit. There's 3 points he made, right? Let's address each one.
Done using AI.
Some of the websites do. Like let's not even lie to ourselves. Some of the websites do.
Since you're communicating online, they think it relies on algorithms.
Some of them do. I mean, and it makes sense if it works. Hey, Concha, what does the saying say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like that's how it go, bro. If a lot of hip hop people, like, here's the thing: algorithms are not always a bad thing. Hip hop mixes are like bass heavy. That's the algorithm on like hip hop mixing. It's bass heavy. The snare is like in your face type thing. That's hip hop. I wouldn't mix hip hop the same way I'd mix R&B because that's a whole different algorithm that I gotta follow. R&B is like nice, smooth. If it's modern R&B, then yes, it's bass heavy like hip hop. But you know, algorithms are not always a bad thing, bro. And I don't think, yeah, I don't think there's a point to address.
and
Fast forward.
templates, making it an automated process.
It is for some engineers, bro. I liked doing my mix from scratch. I have like track settings, but it's just like the plugins I typically use on those tracks, and nothing's been done to them. Like you'll get an EQ that's like clean, or maybe just like a young high pass, because why not? And then I'll EQ from scratch, compress from scratch, etc. But anyway, what was point number 3?
Then, to convey quite a certain because they see the convenience of ordering mixing from home. They often ask us questions like, let's buy, and the service for mixing.
Oh yeah, the last point was that online is less quality. Hey, bruh, you there's some guys who own nice studios but can't mix, and then there's some guys who just own a nice pair of headphones and can mix circles around you. I don't know as that, bro. Like I'm dope, but like I feel like I could do better. You know what I'm saying? And then there's those niggas who are trash and then they think they dope. There's, like I said, my head's kind of everywhere. I'm not exactly sober. Let's finish reacting to this video because, yeah, we've started. Yeah.
Like how Lander or e-mastered functions for mastering. In other words, you can't just upload a multi-track into some application and get a fully mixed track in return.
I think that's a lie. You are underestimating how far AI has come. I think that's a lie. I'm sure that if I search for like 5 minutes, I can find a website that does that. I'm aware not all of them do it, but like you can't make a general statement and like it's a fact like that, bro. Like anyway,
This kind of service simply doesn't exist yet, and honestly, I don't think we'll see it
in 2024, even though we're in 2025, but like in 2024, you are playing, you are behind.
anytime soon. Now, there are AI services that can create music from scratch, meaning you get a finished track that's mixed, mastered, and produced without any human involvement. That's where people get confused. They assume that if AI can generate music, it can be able to mix their multitracks too, but no, it can't. Mixing a completed multitrack is far more complex. As someone with years of experience in this field, I can tell you that while the idea of creating an AI to do this seems simple in theory, it's incredibly challenging in practice.
I'm not denying it's incredibly, difficult in practice. However, artificial intelligence is intelligence. It learns. And we have reached that stage, my brother. Like, bro, I'm going to give y'all an example of, like, how far technology has come. There are systems that have feedback suppressors, as in, while I'm mixing a live show, I don't have to worry about the because the processor will see that it's coming, pull it down, and then the show goes on, no problems. If they can do that for live shows, what's stopping AI from mixing trackouts? Like, bro, I'm not saying it's better than a human touch. Like AI, it may give you like a dope mix, but like it's not gonna sound like Mike Dean or Brvtha Kay or Leslie Braithwaite, or it's not gonna have that touch. But yeah, I think, my brother, you are underestimating it, or maybe I'm overestimating it. I might be tripping a little bit.
Plus, I don't think it would be financially viable. Developing a service of that scale and getting everyone to use it would be tough. So AI for mixing isn't a reality yet, and this concern about AI mixing, well, it doesn't hold up. The next point is about mixing being done automatically with templates and presets, resulting in a quick, low-quality job. You have to understand that for decent
Unfortunately, there are some people that do that. Or they have a Future template, a Travis Scott template, I don't know, a Ghana template, and then you write it, they're like, this one's giving me Future vibes. They slap you with the Future template, they don't tweak it. I don't think templates are inherently bad. Like, you have to tweak stuff. Uh, like I said, I have my own like track settings where I have the plugins I typically use, but the mix is done from scratch all the time, every time.
mixing, even at a medium quality level, relying on templates doesn't make sense because all music is unique. Templates won't work. I have a video, it could already
Right, if I have a hip hop template, it's going to work for most hip hop songs. If I have a trap template, it's going to work for most trap songs. Yes, music is unique. You can't mix hip hop like gospel, but like I feel like we're making this a biggie, bro. It's like some people use templates, some people don't. What kind?
be out explaining why presets and templates fail. It's called the best mixing preset. You can watch it. But to put it briefly, you can't fit everything under one standard. Every recording has different keys,
Obviously.
tones, and genres. There's no universal template, and presets don't solve the problem either. For instance, one genre might need more compression, another less. One might require specific equalization, while another needs something entirely different. So, what kind of template could we even use? In a compressor, for example, every track demands different setting for gain reduction, threshold, and ratio. The effect you're aiming for varies each time. Some vocals need heavy compression, others need a lighter touch. Some should sound soft, others more aggressive.
You know what, nah? You can address all these problems. There's like one simple solution. Use your ears. If you're given track outs for a gospel song, it shouldn't sound like hip hop, bro. I'm not trying to hear a bass heavy gospel song. I'm trying to feel the spirit. You know what I'm saying? If you're given a hip hop track and the kick is like clicky, like heavy metal or like gospel, you know that you messed up. Just use your ears, and then you'll be okay. Uh, I'm I'm kind of agreeing with half of what he's saying because yeah, every mix needs its own thing. But some people use templates, some people don't. It's not a crime to have a hip hop template and a gospel template, and I prefer to mix from scratch. Some people will have like some EQs and compressors set up, and then they'll tweak it. If they don't tweak it, something's wrong with you. This nigga's telling you the truth. Different songs, different keys, and then you ain't tweaking none. But anyway, templates in general are not a crime, bro. Even though I don't use them, even though I don't like them, I'm not against them. They help some people, and it is what it is.
So, templates and presets won't work. Hypothetically, someone could create a bunch of buses, stack a ton of multiband compressors and dynamic equalizers on them, brick wall compress everything and send it to you as a mixed track. But that has nothing to do with real mixing, whether it's done online or offline. In any
But here's the thing: most people don't know what all that means. Like, let's go back a little bit.
So, templates and presets won't work.
Uh-huh.
Hypothetically, someone could create a bunch of buses, stack a ton of multiband compressors and dynamic equalizers on them, brick wall
Right, even to niggas that know what you're talking about, that don't make sense. The buses are going to wear because I have like my templates are just pretty much buses, which go to reverbs and delays. And I mean, I obviously tweak them according to the song. And what's he talking about, bro? Like, what is every track going to like a brick wall compressor bus? I now I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm not going to lie to you.
compress everything and send it to you as a mixed track. But that has nothing to do with real mixing, whether it's done online or offline. In any field, there can be people who try to cut corners and sell you subpar work. That's just the reality of life. I won't deny that this could happen, and some people might be out there trying to pass off low quality, quick mixing as the real deal. It's like
Yeah, I've addressed this, so you know what? I'm gonna let the homie speak. I'm gonna quit the app for 2 seconds.
buying low quality goods. You just have to be mindful of who you're working with. If you're a bit careful, you can usually spot a scam, right? But in genuine mixing, no professional engineer relies on templates and presets because it's simply impractical.
Okay, I was with you. I you know, I've had fights with my lecturers because I don't like templates and I mix from scratch. So are you trying to say that the people who taught me in my tertiary education are unprofessional engineers because they use templates? Like, bro, here templates and presets are a preference. I don't share that preference with a lot of people. You obviously have to tweak and dollar what you must in order for the combos to communicate. Please follow. Please follow. Don't get lost in the sauce. However, it is not a mixing sin to use templates, bro. It's a normal thing. People do it. I don't know what more to say. I feel like a broken record.
Tweaking a preset to match your vision is often more difficult than just mixing from scratch.
Okay, that's my experience. I agree with you. However, it's not everyone's experience. Let's continue.
Next, let's address the idea that online mixing is cheap and therefore bad. In some cases, yes, it can be inexpensive, especially on freelancer platforms where people offer mixing service for $10 to $20 or even less. I'm not talking about that. There might be issues with some of those, but on the other hand, there are studios like ours. We're not just freelancers or individual engineers. We're a full-fledged online company, well-structured, optimized, and professional, with multiple people handling different tasks. Some focus on marketing, others on project preparation, others on the actual.
I dig that how they slid into the marketing there. That was slick. You know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad. And yeah, I remember I asked somebody I trust as to how much I should charge for mixing. Remember that I'm in South Africa. You'll do the conversions yourself, dollar to rand or rand to dollar. And I asked, "Ayo, how much should I charge for mixing?" And the homie said, "You know what? For mixing with your skill, it's gotta be like $500, and that's discounted for your friends." Which meant I had to charge a little more than $500. Not a little more, like a bit more than $500. And the reason he said this is that when we undercharge people, we end up making the industry cheaper. Now people have been charging 10K for years, now have to charge 8K for the mix because yeah, there's just been a trend that people are not willing to spend that much on mixing. And so yeah, for the freelancers out there, I know we need the cash, my nigga, but yeah, we must charge what we worth. uh, for the sake of the industry.
mixing, and others on client communication. Tasks are well delegated, and everything is organized efficiently with strong time management. The engineers working on your project are highly skilled professionals with extensive experience, which is why they can work quickly. They're like a guitarist who practices from morning till night every day. How good would he be? He would be amazing. The same applies here to our mix engineers. So yes, compared to offline studios, these online services may be more affordable overall, but that's because of smart organization and professionalism. Here's another thing.
But bro, I just have to say this again. Like how they slid that marketing for their business, that was slick. I dig that. I won't lie, I dig that.
When you think about strict time management and thousands of projects handled by a mix engineer, it might seem like the engineer would work on autopilot, not paying enough attention or putting real emotion into your project. Well, I'm that engineer, and I can tell you from experience that this couldn't be further from the truth. For example, I work on several projects every day, and I haven't lost my passion for it. This is thanks to good time management, proper task delegation within my company, and a well-structured workflow that allows us to take on fewer tasks while still earning the same. We get to work on interesting projects, provide independent artists with access to high-quality mixing, and avoid stress of burnout. We genuinely enjoy what we do. The whole idea is to make things faster and more affordable.
I'ma say this, man. The mix that takes me an hour today, once upon a time took me 3 hours. And that 3 hours was once upon a time 6 hours. Efficiency comes with experience. So I mean, I guess I'm agreeing with him. It's like if you have experienced engineers, you're going to have quick turnaround times. Uh, yeah. Damn, I've been fighting this nigga the whole video, and then the one time I agree with him completely, yeah.
But at the same time, better. That's what we strive for, and I believe all serious mixing services approach their work with this mindset. Online services are often more cost-effective because of this approach. On the other hand, you understand that the expenses of an online company are lower. Online services allow their team members to work from anywhere in the world. An offline studio has to rent a high-quality space, be located in a busy area, and cover rent and utilities. In contrast, an online company can operate from a place like Indonesia, for example, where rent and taxes are minimal. Naturally, this will impact the cost of services, but it doesn't affect the quality. In fact, the more comfortable the engineers feel, the better the work will be. So, while online mixing may be cheaper, it doesn't mean you're getting lower quality.
Uh, he's got a point. I mean, think about it. If I don't gotta pay rent for an office building that's got a bunch of studios, but rather I hire some people that have their own high quality home studios, like, acoustic panels, proper studio monitors, which are angled properly. Uh, that's less expenses for me, which means I can, kind of cut costs, or rather, yeah, cut the cost to client basically. So I mean, it's not a bad model, and I don't know why you had to bring the Indonesia example, but like, it's not a bad model.
Just make sure you choose a reliable company. The next concern is the lack of personal contact and the challenge of explaining your vision. Some clients say, I need to sit next to the mix engineer and explain how I see the song.
Those people, I tell them, bro, give me a chance. After you hear it, you'll sit next to me when we correct it. Because I think I mentioned it as I was recording this video that clients are a headache. Some of them don't know what they want, but they'll shopper you with some other things. And I use the meme as an example. The people that say make it sound purple. It sounds funny, but like it happens, bro. there's one nigga that said that he wants to sound big. And then, I did my thing. I made it sound big. He's like, nah, bro. Make it sound like a jungle. And I'm like, what the hell does a jungle sound like on a vocal, my nigga? But anyway, uh, yeah, the first mix, I need to mix that alone. I need to feel the vibes, I need to, yeah. And then you've, I mean, when I'm doing my first mix, you've already expressed your vision, and I'm trying to align with that. However, I need a little bit of solitude in order to execute, and then I'll correct it with your presence. I feel like this video is just rambling on rambling on rambling. I've been yapping. I won't lie.
This reminds me of something a famous American billionaire, entrepreneur, and investor, Naval Ravikant, once said. He pointed out the most meetings could be replaced by emails if we want to be productive. His point was that there's
But here's the thing, bro. Like, music is a creative thing. Creatives are different. Like, let's not pretend like us creatives are normal people. Like, bro, the only reason I don't say what the mix engineer that mixes my songs is that I'm a mix engineer myself, and I would probably be like, nah, bro, let me show you how I want it. Otherwise, bro, it's like we're creatives, man. We're just different. Yes, that makes sense business wise, but like, bro, you ever wanted to describe a feeling but you don't have the words, but like, the way you express what you're trying to describe will get the idea across. You ever had that feeling? You can only do that in person. You can't do that on an email. Email doesn't have a lot of tone. But anyway, nitpicking. Let's continue.
no business situation, no matter how complex, that can't be explained in an email. People who value their time and money, especially in business, know how to communicate effectively through concise, clear messages. So, when someone says, I need to talk to the engineer on the phone, I agree that in some very rare cases that might be necessary. However, it's important to consider if the challenge lies more in how you're communicating. I'm not placing blame, but often it comes down to not being able to express your ideas clearly and concisely enough for the other person to.
Feelings are complex. That's why sometimes you don't know how to express it clearly and concisely. That's why we have metaphors and similes and poetry and raps and songs and music. It's like, bro, if our minds worked like business people's minds, we wouldn't be creatives. We would be business people. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm just, yeah, bruh. I'm not. Yeah.
Understand. The reality is email and online communication save a lot of time. You don't need to schedule a meeting.
Hey, yo, they only save a lot of time. They don't always save a lot of time. Bruh, I've had so many back and forths, which is why I prefer to have the client with me when I'm doing revisions. I've had like so many back and forths of revisions because, bruh, the client could communicate the feeling that they wanted when they're with me, and also when they're with me, they can listen to what I'm doing and say, yes, more of that, or no, less of that, or no, the opposite of that. So now, you want to treat creatives like CEOs? Come on, my nigga. We don't think the same. That's all I'm saying.
Or a call. Everyone works when it suits them best. An engineer can listen to the mix at night, read your email, or listen to your voice message, jot down some notes, and make adjustments in the morning at their own pace. Nothing gets lost. Everything is clear and well executed. You might be in completely different time zones from the engineer, even on opposite sides of the planet, but you can still collaborate effectively and understand each other. Ultimately, this comes down to developing the skill of communicating effectively through email or voicemail. It's a valuable ability to have. And finally, let's talk about that experience. I don't think I need to go into details about how stopping something after one bad experience doesn't really make sense. No one is immune to a bad experience. As I mentioned earlier, yes, you might encounter scams or unprofessional service providers, but that
The economy is tough. If I get scammed with online mixing once, I'm never trusting it again. That's just me. Like, South Africa's economy is tough. VAT is 15%, my nigga. Uh, but anyway, you know what? Uh, yeah, here I'm just being overly critical. If we're being honest, yeah, here it's I'm being a little bit too much.
That doesn't mean everyone operates that way. I know this sounds obvious, but sometimes people write to us saying, I've had a bad experience. Are you any different? It's like going to a store, buying one faulty product, and then deciding that all stores are bad. The truth is, one bad experience shouldn't stop you from seeking out a good one. On the other hand, finding your ideal mix engineer can involve some trial and error.
But imagine, as a youngin, you're riding a roller coaster. Something goes wrong. You're paralyzed from the waist down. That was your first time at like a theme park, and you had a bad experience, and this nigga tells you that, yo, don't let that one bad experience get in the way of a good experience. What you gotta say? Are you going back to the theme park, or are you fighting this nigga on site? Just curious.
You might go through several engineers before finding the right one. Or you could work with an engineer for years and eventually feel the need to switch because people and their preferences change. It happens. But finding the perfect engineer for you and your music is a whole different topic. I actually have a video on that called How to Choose a Mix Engineer, so feel free to check it out. In summary, I want to say that while I may be biased, I genuinely believe, and most people would agree, that online mixing studios are fantastic. They save time, money, and stress.
Not that you may be biased, you are biased. I don't think that the online mixing is for everyone. Like I said, bro, I've had clients where the revisions go a lot better when they're next to me rather than if they try to express it by email or text or whatever. Uh, so, I mean, you are right and wrong at the same time. We can agree to disagree on some points, bro. This one just goes, yeah, it just depends on what you like. Uh, yeah.
While providing more opportunities. You can collaborate with anyone, anywhere in the
I mean, that's what's cool about online, bro. I can collab with someone that's in the US or like Australia or Uzbekistan while I'm here in South Africa. Uh, Otherwise, it's not for everyone, bro. I've tried to do the online recording thing. It's trash, bro. The online mixing is alright. Online mastering is alright. But like, bro, nothing beats face to face interactions. I won't lie to you. It's like I'm an introvert, but like, you know, sometimes I meet artists and I'm like, I already know what you want. Just from, the first interaction and then hearing them lay down their stuff. And I can't do that on an email. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't do that over text. I'll be talking to them over email and text and whatever, but it's only when I meet them where I'm like, okay, cool, I understand your vibe. And 7 out of 10 times, I'm on the money. But that's just me. Like I said, it's a preference thing.
The world. For example, you could be in the US, hire an engineer from Spain, and benefit from the expertise at a lower cost due to their lower expenses. There are countless other advantages like this. Just remember, this is the future. Online is the future. People are already moving in this direction, and as technology advances, more and more will happen online. I wish you best in finding.
Cool. He's concluding. I'm also going to conclude. Yes, things are moving online. I think there's going to be more requests for online mixing and all that, simply because it's cheaper. But like I said in the beginning of the video, bro. Well, not the beginning. We creatives are different. I like human interaction when it comes to creative endeavors. I feel like that has its own energy that goes into creating. Unlike, how can I explain this, bro? It's like collaborating online is like bringing a package of ROs in one bottle and water in another. But when we create together in the same space, we have a nicely diluted ROs that tastes amazing. If you don't know what RO says, do your research, man. The internet's free, kind of. But anyway, should we let him finish the other? Is it 22 minutes? Well, 22 seconds, not minutes.
The right engineer who will deliver excellent, precise, and high quality work. Contact our studio for mixing and mastering.
The last part is an advert. Anyway, alright, let's end it there, bruh. Me, I'm tired. Where I'm at, it is 1:37. That is wild. I've been up for so long. But anyway, bro, my sleep schedule is a bit messed up because gigs and whatnot. But yeah, now, yeah, it's time to sleep, bro. But anyway, stay happy. Do what makes you happy. I don't know,